office did a total cover-up. No charges filed. It took the Georgia Bureau of Investigations to arrest these guys less than 2 days after they started the investigation. Now that was on February. That was on February the 23rd, and then on June the 12th, Rayshard Brooks was killed in Atlanta. Now, after he was killed in Atlanta, whether he should have been arrested or whether he shouldn't have been arrested, that's not the point I'm making now. The very next morning, the mayor of Atlanta, arrested their officers. She called it a heinous crime. They was arrested. They was fired and arrested the very next morning. Now, before that, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the guy who started the big movies, the big movement, when the George Floyd was killed, the very next morning, the mayor condemned it. The guy was arrested. The very next morning, the mayor condemned it. Now, and they was arrested. All 4 officers was arrested. Now, recently, a few days ago, on the 23rd of August, Jacob Blake was shot 7 times in the back. And as we sit here tonight, at the King of the Round Table, hosted by Marcus Daniels, as we sit here, we still haven't heard anything from the mayor. We haven't heard a word from the mayor, not one word. So what I'm going to do after saying that, I'm going to turn it over to Terry Youngman and get his input on why haven't the mayor of Keosha, Wisconsin, said something? Why haven't the police chief said something? Take it from there, Mr. Youngman, please.
With all due respect, I think I maybe should probably shoot it to Mr. Marcus. You alluded to the host, and I want to kind of get his take on it real quick, and then I'll shoot it back to you real quick.
All right. With that being said,
I'm gonna jump in there. I just want to go ahead. And
all right. I apologize, folks. With that, we're gonna pass it. He's gonna jump, Mr. Youngman. We're going straight to our host, Mr. Marcus
I'm
Daniels.
the host. KMD 2020 for sure, as if you didn't know. And if you know me, you can call me Marcus Daniels. And thanks for watching Urban Solutions. We on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to vote for us at the Seattle Sound Music Awards for the best media outlet. And yeah, you catch your Sunday show, the Wednesday show, and tonight you got the Kings of the Round Table. And we can't forget about the Cocktail Lounge either. But yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. Thank you, sir.
So about the incident, you said the mayor didn't. Now, what would you think the mayor? What would you want the mayor to say when the mayor? What would you think the mayor
To condemn the shooting.
to condemn the shooting?
Yes, you shot a guy. You shot a guy 7 times in the back with three small children in the car.
Man, they don't care about no children being
Do
in the
they?
car.
I mean,
they shot
do you
that
think-
boy in the car when his kids was in the back seat.
At some point, do you think that you got a moral conscience in your head to say, "Listen, man got his back to me, and I got my gun drawn at him, and I'm tugging on his shirt." I ain't even seen the whole video, but I seen some of it, and it's he could have hit him in the back of the head with the gun. He could have tackled him. He could have wrestled him. He could have, they said he had a knife. I don't know.
He could have used his taser.
He could have used taser. They said he tased him or something. I don't know if he got tased or not. I don't really know. I just know he got shot in the back, and it doesn't look good. At some point there had to be some kind of altercation because the police showed up. So it's all this gray area. There's a lot of gray area, but at the end of the day, I still don't think he deserved to get shot in his back. But there's probably some gray area. We don't know the gray area because we didn't see why the police was called.
There was 2 ladies fighting. There was 2 ladies involved in an altercation. Someone called the
Okay.
police.
Well, and he just kind of showed up, and they said he was breaking up the fight, or
Yes.
was he not
Yes.
breaking up the fight?
Yes, he was breaking up the fight between. He was breaking up the fight between these 2 young ladies.
Okay, so this was my scenario. Okay, he's breaking up the fights with the girls, right?
Yes.
The police shows up.
Yes.
Who are they gonna come talk to first?
Someone informed the police that either he wasn't supposed to be there, no contact order, or that gray area you just said, he's not supposed to be here, and the police Well, who are you? Why are you here?
Right. And if he didn't commit a crime, if he didn't do anything wrong, if he didn't do what they said he did, I don't know what he did. But at some point, it's just like, I'm not going to talk to you because I didn't do nothing wrong. Why
Well,
are you
that's-
even
that was
talking?
the walking and
Why
walking.
are you even talking to me?
Well, that was that. Okay.
I came to break up the fight. So why are you even talking to me? I don't want to have nothing to do with you, Mr. Officer. I'm minding my business. All this stuff is going on. Now you guys show up and you guys are coming at me. And I didn't do that. So why am I, so of course you might get agitated.
Yes, he was. He
And
was
you might
agitated.
get frustrated and you might feel all kind of emotions, but he didn't think that he was gonna get shot in his back. So that's just all I'm saying. But how do you guys feel about
I've been
that?
shot in the back.
Yeah, you a witness. And it ain't fun.
I got shot in the back, so shooting anybody in the back is, you got your back turned. You know what I'm saying? The police or not, you shouldn't get shot in the back. They should have snatched him up or did something different than, you know what I'm saying? Shooting him 7 times in the back. You could have grabbed that man. There's, was there 3 officers around there? There was one trailing him, then there was another one, and then there was another one coming. That one that grabbed him, he didn't even hesitate. He grabbed him, then he reached for his gun and started shooting. He didn't give that man a chance to, I don't know what perspired beforehand, but he still should have shot that man in the back. They could have grabbed him, tackled him, or did something else. But for what you said about the mayors and all that, and the governors and the police chief and all them, what about them officers that shot the lady in their house while she's sleeping? You know what I'm saying?
She don't
Kicked
even
in the
know why
door.
she did.
She's sleeping, not doing nothing. Ain't
You're
no
talking
them-
about Breonna Taylor. and
Yeah,
Robert
Breonna
Warren.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then none of them speak up, and none of them officers,
Not a
they
word.
still
not,
out there.
Not a word from the mayor and not a word from the police chief. However, the district attorney did say the young man who they did arrest in that house, who did shoot back at the police, they arrested him. They say he will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. One of the officers
Did he have a permit?
that hasn't
He
been
called the
disclosed.
police.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
He
but
the
did
one
he have
who
a
called the
permit to
police.
carry?
That hasn't been determined.
You could have
If he had a
that.
permit to carry, you come in my house, I got a right to shoot you.
They also, it was a no-knock warrant, which it wasn't, they shouldn't have had it for them, and they came in there, so he was shooting at an intruder in his house, because of
Right.
a no-knock warrant, and he shot at them,
Can you hear
and
me?
they lit,
You can hear?
and they lit them up and killed Breonna Taylor, who didn't have anything to do with any of the case, so.
Well, I just had my door kicked in some months ago. And I'm laying in the bed, asshole naked. And I got 6 guns in my face.
Wow.
I don't know what they was. They was rifles, ARs, whatever. But I'm laying in the bed. Don't move, don't move. What am I gonna do? Dude, I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Where am I gonna run to? What am I gonna do? They got these guns all in my face. Straight. Don't move, don't move.
And
I'm laying there.
this happened to you personally.
Personally. What, 3, 4, 6, 7 months ago? 8 months ago somewhere? No, and my bad, because I've been living where I've been living for a year. It's probably about 14 months ago. Maybe 14, 15 months ago. But yeah, they pulled on me, kicked in my door. I'm glad I didn't get shot. But the one dude was trigger ready. He was ready. Because he the one that kept talking.
Yeah, and they keep egging you on and
Yeah.
egging you on and they
You know what I'm
keep
saying? I
like-
said, can I get a blanket? You know what I'm saying? Can I cover myself? No. So they be serious. They be ready to shoot somebody. I was visually in my bed looking at them. They ready to shoot. They don't care. They want to shoot somebody.
So for this particular situation, another one that we have with the Jacob Blake shooting, there's a couple of things I think of. To answer the main question that you asked, why why do I think the mayor didn't come out and say anything yet about this, it's because they're looking for a way to get away with it. Because this is one of those cases, the ones that they love, that it's not like the George Floyd. Now, the George Floyd thing was so egregious and so obvious that there's really no way to really
Sweep it under the rug?
sweep it under the rug and say that these guys had a reason to do what they did by sitting on his neck for 8 minutes and whatever milliseconds. You can't get away with that one. This one, however, it's a little more vague. It's a little more, whoa, we'll see, he's not complying, he's not this and that. So they're looking for a way because these cops are most likely going to get off. But I think the challenge is now they're looking at what they can do to avoid the civil unrest because they know that they're not going to get these cops for murder, or it's not murder, but or the highest charge that they can get because he's still alive, even though he's paralyzed now after being shot. So I think that's what the mayor's doing right now. They're strategizing on what they can do because they're not gonna. These cops aren't gonna get in big trouble for this.
That's why we haven't heard a statement from the mayor.
That's what I think. That would be
Okay,
my
I
guess
understand.
on why you haven't heard that. Now, this thing though is one of those cases that you really gotta look at and look at all sides though of what happened with this because you're talking about the guy Jacob
Blake.
Blake. He was shot 7 times at point blank range. All right, they were trying to kill him. Let's be real. He shouldn't have survived that. And it's amazing that he did. They were trying to kill him, take him out, because dead men tell no tales. And it was gonna be open and shut. He's dead now. They can make up whatever they want. Whether he should have been there or not, or whatever he was doing. It's like my guy Trevor Noah had said. He said maybe you can make an argument for the first shot. Well, what was the other 6 for? You know what I'm saying? When you shoot him in the back that close, that's it. One shot should have did the job to stop him if you were trying to stop him. So that argument goes away when you shot him 7 times repeatedly in the back. We saw it on the tape. As a black man too, though, you have to understand too, and it's something I talked to my daughter about the other day. She's a young black woman, and she said, "Well, you know what? He shouldn't have had to stand there and talk to the police." I'm like, "No, look, and this is for us. This is for us in the community. It don't matter what they shouldn't have been able to do and should have been able to do. We have got to stop operating as if we have rights in this country because we don't. It ain't matter what they shouldn't be able to do or shouldn't. Hey, when you're black and them cops is coming at you, just stop and try to do whatever you can do.
Comply with
because
their
they can and they will look for any reason to shoot and kill your black, you know what.
Okay,
So, that's what I think about all
I'm going to
that.
play devil's advocate for a moment, gentlemen. I will play devil's advocate for a minute. Go ahead. Well, did this gentleman have warrants? I understand he had warrants on him. He had a warrant on him, and he wasn't supposed to be at that location. Mr. Daniels, I'm going to pass it to you, sir. He had warrants on him. He was not supposed to be at that location.
Then shoot him in the back.
Say it again.
Then shoot him in the back. I mean, hey, if that's what they did.
You
so
can
I'm
remove.
saying.
No, I mean, he's illegally at that location. He has a warrant on him, and he
Right.
was not listening to the officer's commands.
So right, so basically he deserved to get shot in the back. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm coming at you from the different perspective,
Right.
from the soccer mom's perspective. Whether
Right.
she-
You said he had a warrant. He wasn't supposed to be there. So it happened. He got shot in the back by the police. The police shot him in the back.
Go ahead, sir.
So to that argument of he shouldn't have been there and they had provocation, they had reason, all of that stuff like that. Again, maybe you could argue the first shot. The other 6 you can't. Plus, what is all this training for? They got judo trainers that come in there. They got Hapkido trainers. They got all kind of stuff. This guy wasn't. If they thought he was going to get a weapon, he didn't have one in his hand. He wasn't running.
Well, they said
he
he
was
had a
right
knife.
there. No, they said that they thought he was reaching for one in his car. He did not have anything on him. Not at all. You can see it plain and simple.
Yeah,
He's walking with his arms out like this. There's 2 cops there, 2 of them. You guys can't tackle one
What?
dude. It didn't look like some NFL athlete or anything like that. It was a regular dude. They could have grabbed him and tackled him, choked him up, put
So
him in
the cop-
do their normal thing.
But the cops said, "Put the knife down. Put the knife down."
What-
But sometimes they say that.
They say that
because-
that's like-
So they have a reason to shoot.
Exactly. Gun. I see a gun. How many times have we heard that?
That's
there
like the
wasn't
boy that
no
was on the
gun.
video when they tried to provoke him to reach for something. He said, "I'm not putting my hands
I'm
down.
not moving."
putting my hands down." So
Right.
you got a reason to shoot.
Right. And that's the
And
thing.
he kept his hands outside the door the whole dang time. and had the other officer come so he could get out the car so he wouldn't get shot.
And that's what I'm saying. He told them he had a knife in the car. The producer saying that he told them that he had a knife in the car.
So maybe he was maybe he was walking back to show them where the knife was and get the knife.
Okay, so that part
we don't know. There's a lot of gray areas.
That part's beyond idiotic. So I'm sorry. I hope that didn't happen like that. That's beyond idiot. Come on, man. Black folks, we know better at this time.
But they might
Come on, man.
But
You
they
can't
might have asked him something beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
playing
And he
devil's
said, "Yeah, I got a
advocate.
knife in the
even
car."
playing devil's advocate. You got that's beyond stupid. First of all, they still don't have no reason to shoot him 7 times because he's walking slowly to his car. They could have easily grabbed him and
He
tackled him
walked all the way
so,
around the
and
car,
they were
too.
right there. They were
And
right
they
there.
did
They were
grab
waiting
him.
for their moment for him to go to grab the door so they could kill him. That's what that was. So
They could have stopped him way before he got to
they
the
could have
car.
easily stopped him. So they wanted to kill him, but for him, that is beyond stupid. I hope that didn't happen like that. If he actually told them that he had a knife, come on, black folks, we know.
But if
come
he
on,
said,
man.
"Do you have any weapons on you?"
And then you walk over there and,
And
go
if he
get it while they
say
tell him to
no,
stop.
if he say no, and they find a knife on him, then what?
Then maybe you go do some time or something like that. If you say I got a knife and you go walk over to get it while they're holding guns at you, I mean, come on, we got to be smarter than that. We know we're on their murder. It's an open season on black folks in this country. We know that. You can't do that kind of stuff.
North Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, a powerful senator, said, he asked a question. Why did he not just follow the officer's commands? And I'm going to ask that same question to this panel, to you gentlemen.
Because he was dumb. Was it his fault that he got shot? Here's the thing.
That's a yes.
Here's the thing. Yes. Okay. In that instance, to me, it is. And here's the thing. When you're black, the rules are different. All right. We know this. I've seen white people kick, spit, yell, be all in the face of police, be belligerent, run away, move away, do whatever you can, and all kinds of threatening things. There's that meme out there that everybody's seen where the guy's reaching for his gun and the cop is sitting there with his hands like, "Stop, sir, please don't do it." They will not. You gotta beg them to shoot you if you're white, right? Black folks, the rules are different. So yes, it's your fault if you got shot at that point the way that he did. Now, did he deserve to? No, that's a different story. He didn't deserve to get shot like that. Of course not, because we see police know how to take down criminals without shooting them. But when they're black, you know the rules for you. You can't be that stupid. And I'm sorry, and I feel it's terrible that he's paralyzed and all that kind of stuff like that. But this is to save the next brother.
Okay, on that note, with that being said, all of you young black and brown men out there, he just made a very, very valid point, a very important point. You know.
Yeah, we get into that.
Yes, thank you, producer. A producer just brought up another point. So if you're black and you're brown and you're a young man, be it 12 midnight or be it 1 p.m. on a sunny day, please listen to and follow the officer's command. You may be morally right, you may be justly right, you may even be legally right. Just follow the officer's command.
Because being right ain't never been enough for us for 400 years, and you know it.
Okay.
Just what it is.
That may be all true and well, but these police, there's got to be a different way that the police approach people, and a different way, you know what I'm saying, people respect the police. But you know what I'm saying, if the police is going to be straight assholes and they come off at you in an asshole mode, your natural instinct is to be an asshole back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we can't get away with it though.
I understand that. I'm not. That ain't what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the police got to be firm in their job. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't know what's going to happen or you know what they running into. But on some stuff, man, these police got to start using common sense. You know what I'm saying? Just quit, turn that asshole down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being 100% asshole. Yeah. Instead of being 100% asshole all the time, and if you know it's not really something, man, kind of, you know what I'm saying, like Marcus said, de-escalate it a little bit more to, you know what I'm saying, to where the officer is not putting himself in a chance to go to jail and him not trying to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
the
I
killing
do.
gotta stop.
Well, I know what you're saying, and that goes to what my next point was going to be: accountability. There must be accountability. Now, that's why I brought up Rayshard Brooks, the mayor of Atlanta, fired him the very next morning and brought charges. Now,
That's only gonna happen when they feel pressured and they feel they have to do it.
no, not in this case, sir. This lady here is she's determined, she's strong, she support Black Lives Matter, she support all lives matter. That was the decision she made. No one pressured her to make that decision that soon.
But I think
With all that's going on in society today, I mean, it's not a bad decision. You know what I mean?
Keisha Bottom made
It's not a bad decision to come out. I mean, and hold the police accountable for some of the stuff they do.
But go ahead, sir.
I think also you kind of answered your own question with that by saying she supported all those movements and all that kind of stuff like that because she's one of the few, right? You got to remember this whole system. It's all wheels and cogs in the same machine. When you're talking about the judges, when you're talking about the mayor, you're talking about the police, the politicians, they're a part of the same system, the same machine. They're one part, the next part, and they're all together connected. So, you know, the police shot him
in the back
while he was running away. Talking about the Rayshard Brooks, yeah, while he was running away. And again, I think we're kind of in this situation in space where I think we almost are giving the police too much credit when we say, oh, they need more training or they need to not be this or not be that, because they don't. I don't agree with that. I think that they have plenty of training because I see that training in action when there's a white criminal out there. They use all the restraint that you could possibly have. They go out of their way to not kill these people. They have the training. What it is that I think a lot of these police officers, they're doing the same thing that's happened to black people for 400 years. They've been conditioned in their system. It's in their blood. It's in their DNA to see us as less than human. The Willie Lynch still applies to this day. Willie Lynch's rules about how to train your slaves and how to have your slaves. They are not human. So that's how they justify everything that they do to us. They've been doing it from the beginning of time. Because when they were on those cotton fields and they looked into those slaves' eyes, they felt something was wrong. They knew something was wrong. And how do they get around that? Well, they're not human. They're not human. So when you're doing all that, that's okay. They're not human. What they do with us now is the same exact thing. Because what happens when a white person gets shot? They talk about, oh, he was such a good kid. He did community service. He did this and that, blah, 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 blah. When it's a black person, they dehumanize us. Oh, well, he was locked up 20-something times. Oh, he smoked weed all the time. Oh, he might have been involved in this and might have been involved in that. They find any way they can to justify what they do against us. And that's what these police do every single time. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to shoot us. They're trying to beat our ass. They don't need training. We need different cops. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get some black cops for black areas. I don't know. That are from the black community.
Doing, instead of when all this stuff starts happening, instead of the taxpayers paying for it, them officers need to start paying it for it out their pockets.
I'm with you.
The officers and the police guild and all of them need to start saying, that's when they talking about this defund the police stuff.
Yeah.
That's a part of that. You need to start going at their pockets instead of taxpayers' money going to pay out all these lump sums and all this stuff that's getting paid out by the taxpayers. It needs to start coming from the police directly. And when it starts affecting their pocket, then they'll change.
And I'm
they
with
ain't
you
gonna change it
100%.
till their pockets get affected.
That's where you get them.
That's
You
what
get
you gotta
them where
hit them
they
in
are.
their pockets. If I did something, Marcus, so
drivers, police hire. Say that again.
The city council voted to fire all the diverse police hires. And the reason why is because of the defund the police. That's their way to stop that, to combat that. It's like, oh, okay, you want to defund the police? Well, we're going to start with the black ones. We're going to start with those ones. That's how they're going to do that. That's why we need to change from the top all the way to the bottom of the system, because they're going to keep doing laws to combat that because they don't want that system to stop. They want to keep being able to do whatever they want to do to us and treat us the way they want. But what he said was true. We got the only way to combat that is to get them where they hurt, get them where it hurts the most, and that's in their pockets. And the thing is this: if you are a part of any company right now, any other company, you be a UPS driver, go hit somebody's car. That company's gonna pay for that, right? You go, if you kill somebody, God forbid, they gonna sue the pants off of whatever company you are for millions, maybe billions of dollars, depending on what company you are. So why is it different when police, oops, we accidentally shot you 20 times while you were sleeping, sorry. It was a mistake, it was a hard job. It's a hard job.
You got to remember though, like I tell my sons and my nephews and stuff, they be getting in trouble. I tell them, I said all the time, man, you guys sitting here giving these fools paychecks while you going to jail. You got to remember how many people, if you go to jail, you get in trouble, how many people are you giving a job from the time you get arrested to the time you go to court to the time you get to the penitentiary. Mm-hmm. You paying all these people's pockets by you going to jail. Mm-hmm. You being stupid enough, I'm paying your pocket, you're a correction officer, you the bailiff, you the judge, I'm paying all y'all because I went and got in trouble. So they want you to be out here getting in trouble. They want you out here doing all this ignorant stuff just so I can keep getting this paycheck.
And now you're talking about the system as a whole, because that's exactly what it is. They put you in the poorest areas, give you the poorest conditions, give you the least good schools, the least amount of opportunities and everything like that, so you can go right back into that system, which was created to find a way to make money off of our black asses since they couldn't have us in the cotton field. And that's what it is.
And they're keeping you in jail.
And they're keeping us in that system, and that's what it always is.
And I'm going on vacation while you sitting in that cell.
Yep.
Okay, our producer said Rayshard Brooks was shot in the back while running. That's why they was arrested the next morning, and they couldn't.
They wasn't even them two wasn't even police that shot him, right?
No, this happened in Atlanta. Rayshard Brooks. Yeah, they was police officers.
Yeah, Ahmaud Arbery is the one.
You talking about
Arbery? Okay.
That was
lose count.
That was a cover up. That was a blatant cover up.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing ever happened to the officers.
Yeah, that the one they tried to hide the gun? They tried to say he had a gun or something?
No, they said they got in their vehicles and followed them.
Or something?
Oh no! Are you talking about Rayshard Brooks? Or you talking about Arbery?
We're talking about Arbery, but no, there was no gun involved.
No, Arbery, they had him. Remember, there was a security camera of a house that was under construction. It wasn't nothing even in the house. He went by, was looking at it.
That's the jogger.
Right, the jogger. Yeah. So you're thinking about the other guy, Rayshard. Yeah. Okay, Rayshard Brooks.
But the cops, there was no accountability for no one in the prosecutor's office. No accountability for those cops. You know, I understand it's a hard job. But when you swear that oath to put on that uniform and take that badge, you have to protect each and every one. All citizens should be equal in your eyes. That's simply not the case, unfortunately.
That's never been the case.
That's like we all together and we go to a bar or something, and there's a couple others that we get into, we gonna stick together because of them other 2, 3. We gonna stick together because it's gonna be them. It's always gonna be us against them in different realms. It's never gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Them police, like they seen George Floyd, they all standing around. They knew what he was doing, but they still let that happen.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah. So did we get to the aftermath of the Jacob Blake stuff?
No, go ahead. I'd like you to pick up with your permission.
I'm good.
You got only aftermath is right now with Jacob Blake. He's sitting in the hospital suffering. While that boy that shot him is at home eating his damn dinner.
He's still
That's the only aftermath of that right now.
Yeah. And again,
he's wondering, am I going to go to jail or not? While the other boy got to think about, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I got kids to raise, and I'm sitting in this damn chair, and I got to readjust my whole damn life for something different.
They say it's going to be
we can talk about it if you want to talk about it, because that's where I've been. Yeah. I know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up from that statement right there.
Well, I mean, he said it all. I mean, that's exactly what the case is. That's exactly what's happening. He knows from experience what that brother's going through right now, what he's staring at right now, because they did say it's going to take a miracle for Mr. Blake to walk again. But the immediate aftermath of that, of what happened, is widespread protest all across the state of Wisconsin, was going on. It was getting crazy. It was getting wild. They were tearing stuff up, and of course we're back to the same old arguments again after that. Oh, it's the protesters they're the problem, and they're the ones that are tearing up stuff and everything. Forget about what happened and what got them there. But then, in the midst of all that protesting that was happening in Wisconsin, we had a 17-year-old
Kyle, a producer, what's his name? Kyle.
It don't even matter what his name is. His name don't even
white kid he was a town over. He was out of
Across the
city,
border,
across city lines.
Across the border.
He wasn't even in that city. He was from Illinois.
Yes,
and
yes.
he went down there to Kenosha, Wisconsin, right?
With the militia.
Right.
Self-proclaimed militia.
With the militia. Okay. And this guy, again, my guy Trevor Noah, man, he said, stop calling them militias. There's a gang. There's a gang. They're a gang. They're not fighting no war.
They was going down there to protect the businesses.
That's what. Look again. That wasn't their businesses. They're from Illinois. That wasn't. They had nothing to do with that. They came down there. They came down there to hunt Black Lives Matter protesters.
Sir,
that's what that was.
Now, in response to that, some of the businesses in that area, in the Kenosha, in that area, did hire people to come down. Hired security. These militias to protect their business. Some of them was family, some was paid, some was hired, and what have you.
Did they have security uniforms on?
They did not.
So
They had
If
fatigues.
you're gonna hire somebody and you want somebody to protect your stuff, you better have them fools saying security or some police or some standing out front of them buildings.
Also, what jurisdiction do any of those people have to come and shoot anybody?
Well,
See, again, you gotta just
You ain't got
stand
no
your ground laws and all those kind of things like that. That only applies if you are under attack.
I
and
can
there's no
assure
other
you
way
that
out.
young man is not going to be sent to prison because
Oh no! I don't know about that.
they was chasing him actually.
No. They were trying to arrest him for shooting. You can make a citizen's arrest. He murdered somebody already, and they were going over there to stop him, and he murdered somebody else.
No.
No, this is what happened.
Yeah, he shot
that is
two
the
different
case.
people with two different
He shot three different
Right,
people.
and
Yeah,
he
but I'm
killed.
saying-
He had already killed the first person when the mob came after him because he already
Correct.
killed the guy.
Correct.
So
Correct.
he came there to kill people. That's what he came there for. That's why he got his gun. If you go on his page, he's got all the Blue Lives Matter stuff, all the Trump 2020. He
Yes.
got all that stuff like that.
Plus, he was intermingling with the police. They gave him water. Him
That's
and
right.
his coworkers.
That's right.
Police gave him water. They was talking a couple hours before the shooting.
They showed the video.
They don't give us the benefit of the doubt. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt about nothing because I'm gonna call it like it is and what it really is. This guy is one of them. He saw us and he came out with the intention in mind to shoot us. That's what he came out there for. That's
came
what he
out to
did.
shoot somebody.
Mission
He
accomplished.
accomplished his mission.
It was
The
people.
guys was
Yeah,
white.
yeah.
the Black Lives
Yeah,
Matter.
yeah.
They hate it.
Now,
They
hold
hate
on,
it.
let me elaborate on that for you so we don't get lost. While our producer is getting another fact for us. The gentlemen he shot, all three of them, unfortunately, two of them was fatal. They was all Caucasian, like him. Take it from there, Mr. Young.
Well, then that's what they call back. You go back all the way to the slave days, to the Jim Crow days, to whatever other days where we had intermingling between blacks and whites. They would call them a race traitor. That's what they would do, and they were low down dogs. Only next to niggers. That's what they were. You were
Read this
you were
from the
almost
police.
as
Read
bad.
this from the
That
police.
police gave him a bottle of water and thanked him for his help. Right? They were
Thank you.
happy to see them white boys with
Okay.
guns.
Thank you, producer.
And so then let's say what else happened too, because so he goes down there with his gun, and if you read his pages and his social media, you already know what side he's on.
Yes,
So
yes.
you already know what his deal is. He goes down there, kills people that are in the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes.
He killed those
Protest.
protesters,
Yeah.
and then walked in front of police officers with his hand up and his gun out, trying to give himself up. He was begging them cops to take him. Hey, I shot somebody, take me. While the police officers rolled right past him. This is on tape. You couldn't make this up if you tried.
I agree.
This is what happened. So when all these things are being said, again, this goes back to the training, right? Oh, they need more training. They need more training. Then we talk about, no, they don't. No, they don't. Because they show great restraint when they see a white boy with his gun out. Meanwhile, all the black
Rifle,
folks,
a rifle.
all the black folks that they thought had guns that didn't,
Right,
these
no.
imaginary
They
guns,
don't even,
they
they
did.
don't even got to go that far. People know right from wrong.
And but that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
These
but I'm just
cops,
saying they don't even have to go to training.
Well,
You know right from
you
wrong.
know right from wrong,
You don't have to go to training. You know what you're supposed to be doing, what you ain't supposed
and
to be doing.
they
You
know
wanna
every
do
time.
that.
They know every time. And so he walked.
That's like you
that
want to go
night-
play basketball, man. I'm going to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got this gun today, man. I feel like shooting somebody today. Have you ever had a gun in your hand?
Not like that.
No, but I'm saying, you ever had a gun in your
I've
hand?
had a gun. I've had a
I'm
gun in
just
my
saying,
hand.
if you ever
Right,
had a
right.
gun in your
Yeah,
hand, and you just want to go shoot that gun,
yeah. At a target.
Right, but I'm just saying.
at a target on the wall somewhere.
some people, you know what I'm saying, like want to see flesh splatter.
And that's
You know,
that's
some
exactly what
people
that's what
wanna
he came
see
out
blood.
there for. That's exactly what he
That's
came
what I'm
out there for. And that's what he did.
Well, our host Marcus Daniels said something a little bit earlier along the lines, playing David advocate again, gentlemen. He said, "You don't know what's in his mind. You know, maybe he was afraid for his life. Maybe he thought someone was breaking in the building. Maybe someone was trying to break into the building. Maybe he was defending himself." I'm talking about the 17-year-old with the assault rifle.
Number one, he's 17. Number two, he shouldn't have been out there with no assault rifle because he's 17.
True, that's true.
He shouldn't have been out there. Why a 17-year-old? Why your mama drive you out there with the rifle?
He came with a group of men of
Why-
legal age.
How do you get that gun?
Well, a bunch of them had guns, and one
But
of them
how
handed
did
it to
he
him.
get that gun?
Someone handed it to him.
No,
to
he
help
had
with
that
the-
gun before he got there.
Well, if you look at they've showed
He
images.
used to have shotguns.
But they've
Not at
showed
17.
they've showed images. You can't. He's underage. But they've showed the images of him. He's got several pictures from when he was a little kid holding weapons. So his parents obviously was those kind of people. They probably had him out there hunting, had him out there being ready for that. And you can already tell what kind of household he probably came up in. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And what they
You
look
want
at.
to go there? My son was 17, and
Go ahead.
you can go look this shit up on the news. My shit's on the news.
Go ahead.
My son got caught with an AK-47
Mm-hmm.
and got sent to jail. Possession. Just with having an AK.
Yeah.
Shipped to the feds.
Mm-hmm.
Sat in the RJC, then they shot him to the feds and sent him to the federal penitentiary.
That's like
But I'm just saying, just for having,
right.
you know what I'm saying? And he was 17.
So yeah, this kid he's facing
He's
facing charges.
There's about 4 or 5 charges he should be having.
Oh, they said he's got multiple felonies on his ticket right now,
So there ain't no
and
reason-
along with the 2 homicides that he's got. He's got other felonies. I'm sure that's
Are they
a
gonna
part
charge
of
him
it.
as an adult?
Yeah,
No.
Yes, they are.
Are you
yes,
sure?
They are. Yes, they are.
He's in the
Yes, they are.
He's in the juvenile
He's
right
in
now.
juvenile
They
right
said.
now.
Right. They're gonna charge.
But he should have been straight to the.
They're gonna try him as an adult.
Yeah, he
they,
gonna- they need to send
they
him
were
to
saying
the-
that already. They're gonna.
They
try
was
him
talking
as an
about
adult.
the boy with the backpack in Rikers. They sent the boy for stealing a backpack or something, and he was 17, and they shot him straight to Rikers.
They're gonna try
They
him.
need to shoot this boy straight to the big house too.
They're gonna try him as an
You
adult.
can't play juggler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
You're not supposed to.
that's too judicial system though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We know that when they brought those guys water. We know that when we brought them water.
Yeah, I understand all that. I get it, but what I'm trying to say is, I'm white. Okay, cool. All right, y'all black, right? Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is, if you want to change, you gotta start treating everybody the same, no matter the skin color. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, the boy with the backpack was black. They sent him straight to Rikers. They need to send that boy straight to the county.
You ain't gonna get in an argument over here.
No, I'm just saying, that's what they need to do.
We're all in agreement with you.
right.
Unfortunately,
I know that part.
there's 2 justice systems.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
always been.
Oh, trust me, I know my kids is mixed.
Okay.
I know the ramifications.
Okay. So let's move on to the next topic, gentlemen. I think it was Mr. Daniels.
I really didn't have no topic for tonight. I was just coming
Okay.
in. I mean,
Okay.
they're protesting the
Yes.
NBA.
There's that. That's the one. There you go. That's a good one.
They stopped playing basketball, and a lot of sports franchises stopped. They stopped because they didn't want to play because of the dude getting shot in his back.
The
So
social
they-
unrest and the social injustice.
and you think, okay, they didn't went all the way to put all this Black Lives Matter and equity and all this stuff on the back of their jerseys. You would think that people would understand but they don't. You know, police don't get it. They just don't get it. They still shoot people. I mean, and it's like, they're gonna shoot people. I understand they're police officers. They gotta, you know, their jobs are difficult.
Yeah, that's how real different.
But for the whole NBA and everybody to be impacted is real big. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, yeah, and you're everything you said is 100%. You know, it's a tough job for the police, but the impact that was made by the statement that the players made by sitting out. So what happened? It was the Milwaukee Bucks were the first ones to go because they're from Wisconsin. That's their team. That's their state. And so what happens is, I think that after the shooting of Jacob Blake, it was a lot of rumblings within the NBA from the top players all the way down to the lowest ones that they might do something. But it wasn't for sure what that was going to be, but they had the feeling like they were going to make some kind of move and some kind of statement. Well, the day of the game, which was a couple of days ago now, the Milwaukee Bucks were set to play the Orlando Magic, and it was a closeout game for them. The game 5, I believe it was, and they could have finished off the Magic, but the Bucks were, especially being from that town, they could not play. They couldn't focus on basketball. They said, you know what, we're not going to take the floor. And they went back and forth on it, but they said, we're not going to take the floor. We're protesting because we're tired of the shootings. We're tired of everything else.
Was this the night of the game?
This was the night of the game, the day of the game. So, and then after they did that, then the Lakers, the Lakers and the Blazers called their game off. The Houston and Oklahoma City, that one was called off, and all the other games were called off. And then the WNBA followed suit. They canceled all their games. The girls they've been great too. People aren't giving them enough credit. The WNBA has been hard. They've been going hard.
They're the trendsetters.
Right.
The girls.
And then what was really blowing me away on some stuff I never would have thought I'd ever see, the baseball teams, the Mariners, the Bruins, a couple other ones, they postponed games. Soccer, hockey. So it was big. And no matter what everybody says about, this movement isn't this and that and all of that, look, let's not underplay what's going on, because we are actually seeing people acknowledge the plight of African Americans in this country
All
for the
peoples,
first time.
I mean, all peoples, regardless of your race, creed, or national.
No, I mean black folks, because this is about Black Lives Matter, and we got white folks and all kind of people
That's
that
what
are
I mean.
jumping in there. Right? Okay, yeah, they're jumping in there and they're talking about Black Lives Matter for the first time. All these different people.
Yes.
That's something we never saw before, and I just want to applaud the players, because I feel like we've got some of the best role models in sports right now that I think in my lifetime I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So, kudos to those players, and I think they are gonna resume play. But I mean, do you guys think that that got impact? What do you feel about the impact, because they are gonna go back? What do you feel about?
Go ahead, Brian. Let him go.
You watched it as it happened. It went to the hockey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you go to hockey, that's majority white
You can't get no wider than hockey.
and white hockey.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm
And
saying.
then they stepped and said, we're not going for it neither.
Mm-hmm.
And when now you're getting people with sports, with sports, you got mostly all the time, you got a lot of people in sports.
Oh my God.
Traffic.
No.
Yeah, that's
hold on.
Yeah, he just
Hold on, is that
passed
official?
away. Yeah,
No
it's
way.
official. Yeah.
Hold on.
That's my guy.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
Chadwick Boseman passed away.
Oh, Lord.
Rest in peace to his
Yes.
family.
Black Panther?
Yeah, Black Panther.
The Black Panther died?
Wow. So we're gonna send out.
No way, man. Hold on. Is that?
That's real. It came across my phone a few times. I found that when I pulled
How did
in.
he die?
Colon
When I
cancer.
pulled in.
We're gonna send a shout out to his family, his loved
Colon
one.
cancer.
What?
Yeah, at this time. Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, you guys.
Yes.
That's I'm hearing this for the first time right
Oh,
now.
is it mine?
Yeah, it's sad.
Are
He
you
was
kidding
young.
me? The Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is the wackest year I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God,
It's a
this is the
strange year.
wackest year on
How
on
you
the
pronounce
books,
his name?
man.
Chadwick Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman died.
Yes.
The Black Panther.
Right,
Of
right.
colon
Wakanda
cancer.
forever. You know what's crazy?
Right.
A few months ago, he was seen on video, and people were talking about how much skinnier he got, and they thought it was for a role. And by the way, he was so good in the Five Bloods that's on Netflix right now. Spike Lee,
Yeah, Five
Spike Lee
Bloods.
movie. He was amazing in that movie. Are you kidding me, Chadwick Boseman? Oh man, I'm sorry, you guys. This is like the worst news
Yes,
I could
it
have
is.
got right now, man.
Yes,
On top
it
of
is.
all this other crap.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Are you
It's
kidding me?
dreadful. It's just dreadful. And
Yeah,
I'm
condolences go
Oh
out to the family.
man.
I'm going to take a moment and say, and you know, naturally we that's sad news, and we hate to see him go, and we're going to send our condolences to his family and loved one. As far as any other life don't matter, that's not what they're saying. They're asking for equality and justice. We know all lives matter. That's just common sense and common decency. All life does matter. That's not what they're saying. Black Lives Matter movement is primarily saying, treat us the way you treat everyone else. That's what they're saying. And that's to pick up what Brian was just saying about hockey. That's what those guys are saying. They what 96, 97% white in the whole
From
white.
all the way up to the top, all the way down to the players on the ice.
I think there's one now. There's one brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah,
one.
that's
That's the
it.
one.
That's
So
it.
that's the one that spoke out.
Yeah.
He spoke out, gave on the ice, and you know what I'm saying. Right before, and then they stopped the show, and he said that. He said, you know what I'm saying. I'm ready to fight these dudes. You know what I'm saying during the games, but you know what I'm saying. For these guys to stand behind me for this movement, it's unjust. And he said, I'm cool. And they all coming together now. It's turning a leaf. It's turning a leaf. Because you getting people that, like I was saying, from hockey, man, and baseball, this majority white, and they're all of a sudden coming together as one. It's changing, man. Finally, but it's taking some real bullshit for it to change. Some real bullshit. People dying, man, left and right.
Well, has any of the two officers involved in the latest, the Jacob Blake, has anyone been arrested?
No, nobody's been arrested.
Man,
And again,
right now, eating dinner.
this will go back to what we were saying though. The mayor and all the people in the brass from the top
He said
down.
the mayor didn't talk, right?
Yeah, he didn't say anything, which
They're
irritated
not,
me.
and because they're coming up with a way to get around it. Because this one is one of those ones where they can make up something. They can say, "Oh, he was resisting," or "He was
That's
this."
not
There was a knife.
justified.
John.
It's not justified, but you know
I'm just
they're
saying
gonna
they're
make
gonna justify.
They're gonna
it.
make
They're
it.
gonna find a way to justify whatever
Yeah,
they
yes,
do.
That's why he was reaching.
it. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well,
you guys, they just took the jelly out
If
of
you
my
was,
nose,
if
man.
you was,
Yeah,
you was a
right,
duly, you're
right.
the duly
It's-
elected
oh,
mayor,
God.
guy. You're the duly elected mayor, John Antaramian. You know, you the duly elected mayor, and we don't hear a peep out of you. We don't hear a peep out of your police chief. Show some responsibility. Show some backbone. Let's just say something. Say something. Like the rest of the
They might
mayors
not have
did.
nothing to say
You see
though.
what they did to Carmen Best in our own city when she
Yeah.
tried to start speaking up and all the stuff. She was like, "I'm out of here. I'm retiring. Not dealing with this shit."
Yeah, she was pushed out. You know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So what makes you think
Yeah,
some of these other states is gonna say
Right.
something?
Yeah, people don't care, man. And that's the bottom line. Some people don't care. We live in a violent society. People get angry, people get mad, people have their biases, their prejudices. You want everybody to get along, but everybody ain't gonna get along. And that's a proven fact, because they just can't. And people say, well, treat the officers with respect. Well, they need to treat us with respect. You know what I mean? We need to treat other people with respect.
Mutual
We
respect.
need-
I understand.
I mean,
Gotta be mutual.
people talk about guns. I want to get some guns and guns. You get guns, if you use them, you're gonna shoot something. I mean, whether you're shooting a target, you might have to shoot somebody. I mean, but you still take somebody to pick up that gun and be like, okay, I'm gonna aim it at you and shoot you. You know what I mean? But in the I guess the case of being robbed or somebody's harming your life or something, and that's the only means to protecting your life, then I mean, I can understand that. But at the end of the day,
Can hear you.
I'll-
Marcus. I don't want to hear you, sir.
well, I'm
Okay.
all right. At the end of the day, they hear me. At the end of the day, I was like this. They should just take all the guns from the police and put them in some full armored body suits, so they can't get hurt and they can just go out and protect the community. Like,
Well,
what's
they did
that?
have. There
What's
was
that
one of
movie,
them. That name was RoboCop. in
Yeah,
Sylvia City.
RoboCop. Yeah, it needs the RoboCop where they just get a body armor. They got bulletproof vests and maybe bulletproof suit.
The police union will never go for it.
I know they won't, but oh well, take all the guns from the police for a month and see how many people they kill.
They won't even be on the street doing their job if that's the case. I believe
Yeah,
that.
well then you'd have
I'm just saying.
you'd have a different kind of civil unrest because
Yes.
then you'd have all the
Well,
then you'd have
people
all
say, oh,
the actual
we're
criminal
gonna put
stuff.
our guns down and everybody kumbaya and just get along at some point. Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
No, it's not.
So I mean,
You know what they need to
so
do.
as long as they got guns, they
You know
gonna
what they
keep
need to
shooting
do is
people.
start.
And as long as people keep doing violent stuff or doing stuff in society where the police gotta come chase you or they gotta do something, you know, I've seen a dude, he took somebody's purse and just dragged an old lady fell down, hit her head. You know, and then you got white people saying these niggas need to get killed. These are guys, this is what we talking about. So they don't care about police shooting people because they got people like this representing us too.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care about our color. They don't care about nothing. This all of social media. You can see the comments, and they talk bad about black people. Like really, like they don't care about us, and we're trying to make them love us, trying to make them get along with us. We want to get along. We want to be peaceful, but they're not allowing that though. They don't care. And that's the bottom line. They don't care.
We know they don't care. We all know that. But what they need to start doing with these precincts, you know what I'm saying? We got the North Precinct, we got the South Precinct, we got the East Precinct, we got the one on Capitol Hill, we got all these different precincts. They need to start having meet and greets with the community, with the police officers.
Yeah, they
need
do
to
that
get,
sometimes.
no, they need to get like, if they got 50 officers in that one precinct, they need to have like, you know what I'm saying, a once a month meeting where you can sit down with the police and have a conversation. What was the what movie was that? Where they was up talking and you can be able to come in and have, you know what I'm saying. You got a community members to be able to come in and meet the police so we could try and get some of this stuff out the way.
That's a step in the right direction, sir.
and
A big
think
step
about-
in the right direction.
Yeah, you're right about that. But the
It
thing
is.
about that is, they've been doing that. They've been meeting.
No, I mean,
They've
you
been
mean
having-
every precinct.
They've been meeting.
Once a month.
They be having little
You know what I'm
meetings.
saying? No,
It depends on who shows up.
But the police need to, it needs to be mandatory that you come in and you meet these. When I was little bit, the police would walk the streets. We knew some of the officers by name.
Yeah, we
You know
run
what
up to the
I'm
I
saying?
think they
cars,
should get
and they used to
officers
give us
from the
baseball
community.
cards and
Yeah,
Sonic's
you know what I'm saying?
cards.
They should be part of the
ones,
community.
The ones that they know is the completest asshole. The one they know is the
Shouldn't be.
Captain Dick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He needs to be the one that has to go in, and you need to go in and meet with these people. You need to go meet with these people. Let's try and get civil with each other instead of, you know what I'm saying?
I
the
would-
community leaders
Yeah.
and certain people to come in, man, and they have to.
I think that the only way that we're ever going to see any kind of real change or progress, I think they really need to start getting police that are born and raised from certain areas that know the people that are part of the community. People's own community should be policing itself. And I think that they need to start hiring from within those communities. If it's the African American community, they need to start getting officers from that area, people that are ingrained in that area and with those people. It might be tougher, but I'd rather that happen because when you have these people that aren't from there, that don't know you, that don't look like you, you're always going to come back to this. It's what I feel.
That's a yes or no.
Yeah,
They should have.
they should have made an
Made
example out of George Zimmerman.
from the
But
top.
I think that they did make a different type of example with George Zimmerman because
get away
they
with
show
it.
that you could get away with it. And I think that the one thing is
Sure, Rodney King, they showed you can get away with it.
right, but they showed that a normal civilian could get away with it
Till.
because those
You
guys.
go back to Emmett Till, you can get away with it.
Right, but I mean, like this to another level now because now this is with the new today's technology and all this and that.
You just
And people
see.
are getting emboldened by this stuff that they're seeing black people get killed and no results happening, no arrest, and I think that they're getting a different kind of message with that.
Well,
And everybody got their own opinion about what's justifiable and what's not.
yeah, but Emmett Till, that was a
totally whole different world and a whole different era because there was many young black men killed during that time.
Oh, yeah.
It just so happened.
Well, that was a regular
Emmett-
day for them.
Yeah, it just so happened Emmett Till was a bit younger than the rest of them.
Right.
And he was, he's like 14 when he was brutally beaten to death. But it happened a lot during that time that we
That was
have
a
never heard
regular-
of.
That was a regular
It
day.
wasn't really a big
Yeah.
deal for those folks then. Now, what he was just saying with social media and with cell phone with cameras and with newer laws, you can't really have an all white jury now. That was the norm. That used to be the norm. Now, if you got any kind of defense attorney worth his salt, he can demand you be judged by a member of your peers.
That's what they say, but it never seemed to
But
work
then you
out
got to
like
remember,
that.
man, some of them people ain't even going because they don't want to be on jury duty.
Right, and then they'll put you on a panel, but they'll just weed you out.
Yeah, the ones
people
that they don't like,
yeah, the ones they
you're
don't
gone,
like.
you're gone, you're gone.
Also, all my peers, they're gonna get rid of them first, and then we're gonna,
We gonna get the ones that we know gonna convict him.
right.
A token. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you. Okay. Did we have enough time for one at the bowl, or is it?
I think
We
we-
got one.
I think-
Brian didn't get to say his piece.
Man,
I
don't
think
know.
we're close.
No, what I was going to say, what Terry was saying was about getting the police out your own neighborhood. That's not a good idea. Because then I know who I could go bully. Then I know who
I
I
think
could
the
go
police
mess
need
with.
to work with the. I think they.
I'm
need to
just
work-
saying.
I mean,
man,
we gonna find something. We can find
Yeah,
something
I'm
bad with
just-
everything.
No, I'm just saying, man, hey, you know what I'm
They
saying?
need to
'Cause
stop
I,
with
the
the kids.
neighborhood I grew up in, you
I
know
gotta
what I'm
rap.
saying?
I gotta
I had a couple officers that
gotta
knew
rap.
me.
Yeah, I got rap, man. It took my heart, man.
Okay. Well,
It
look.
took,
I
it
can tell
took
you
my
what.
heart out today.
Before you do that, Brian, before you pull this question out the bowl, go ahead and then I'll hit it. Go ahead and do your question. Go ahead.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Nah, man, here. Here, nah. I want you to pull it. Nah, bring that ball back.
I can do one.
He's a little hurt behind Chadwick Boston. So am I.
Man,
so
I
all of us.
lost Kobe this year. Now, I mean, like,
I
you know,
lost my brother
these-
this year, man.
Nah, man, that's terrible. And nothing,
Man, that was
nothing can
horrible.
compare to that. But it's like, as black folks, we got our little heroes, man. We got our little heroes, and Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, has been a lot. Man.
Yeah.
We
ready.
It's political.
Do you have doubts about the election?
Yeah, I got a lot of doubts about the election. I mean, it's election year. Lots going on in society, and you got the pandemic still you're dealing with. You got education you're dealing with. You got healthcare you're dealing with. You got all these other police things that's going on, and then you got these two people running for president. And one of them we already know what we're gonna get, and the other one we kind of know what we're gonna get, but it's like, what you gonna do? One's trying to stop the mail from being delivered and
Trying to
stuff, all that
weaponize the
stuff.
mail.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's not gonna be fair. It's not gonna be. It's just gonna be a political show.
So you gonna go vote?
I'm gonna vote because I'm gonna vote, but I vote as a community. I don't vote like I'll vote because the Seattle media would say this is who we need to vote for our community, for our own.
For our own city, our
Yeah,
own
so
state?
vote for these guys. And so we'll put out a list. And Seattle media, thank you. Every year you guys come with it. And they, every election year they come with a list of people. So that's what it says. Do you
I'm gonna
have
jump
doubts
past
about
that.
the election?
We're gonna let Terry sit for a moment.
Well, I'll say I got plenty of doubts about this election. I think both sides exploit their base. So you got the left, and they're gonna placate and pander to the black vote and the diverse, the LGBTQ. They're gonna pander to all of them, and then you got the right, and they're gonna pander to all the good old boys. The religious, the guns, and the anti-black and Black Lives Matter and all of that. They're going to appeal to all of them. And so at the end of the day, I think that neither one is going to be great for us. But we saw what the last 4 years was like under this one, and I haven't seen 4 years like this under any other administration, right or left.
I fully agree.
So, but I have my doubts that he he won't repeat. I don't know. I think his base is strong enough to, and his will to cheat is strong enough to get him in there. So I don't know.
On that note, yeah, anything is better than what we have now. Anything is better than Donald J. Trump, in my opinion. Would Joe Biden have been my first choice? No. But
Somebody got to do it.
I would greatly prefer Joe Biden over what we have now. Is he a all-out savior? No. Is he better than Donald Trump? Much, much better. He got, when it comes to scruple and moral and conducting yourself like a commander-in-chief, none of us have seen anything like Donald Trump in our lifetime. Say the things he say. Conduct himself the way he do. Blatantly pay off porn stars and say he didn't do it when they got irrefutable proof, when they got checks, irrefutable. I didn't do it.
But the thing is, his base don't care, and that's why he's poised to get reelected, because he could come out tomorrow, and while yeah, you know you love that man. He can come out tomorrow. Trump could come out tomorrow and say the sky is red. And everybody look up at that blue sky, and his half of the people will be like, well, if you really look at it from a certain point of view, with certain shades on, you know, he's onto something. And what he didn't mean that it's actually red. He meant that the way that they'll come up with anything.
Drinking bleach.
In closing, I was hoping Brian can.
I'm like, come on now,
Brian, if you could hit us with a little bit of a humor, can you find one of your humorous questions to kind of lighten it up?
Humor today.
I mean, we got some bad news.
I'm at it.
Marcus, one more. Find us something. Come on, let's close with some humor, Marcus.
Okay, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but
I don't think there's no humor in here.
yeah, ain't no humor in here. We're just trying to switch up.
No, we already talked about that.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
It's 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is all political. What is your view of defunding the police? We already talked about that.
Uh-oh. Going on
Why
down
do
the
people
line.
stay in relationships knowing it is toxic?
Say it again,
Why do people stay in relationships knowing they're toxic?
Mr. Youngman.
So,
Well, why do people stay in relationships that they know are toxic? It's the same reason why people smoke cigarettes when they give you cancer, or the same reason why people drink alcohol when it makes you drunk and act crazy, or do crack, which is gonna have you dancing on the corner and jumping into people's windows, because it's toxic. It gets in your system. It gets in your veins. Makes you do crazy stuff.
You mean it
right?
becomes habit forming? You mean it becomes habit forming?
It's all that, you get in it with somebody, and you guys' relationship goes from love and all of that, and then the crazy is just as strong as the passion, right? It's all passion, right? At that point, it's a thin line between love and hate, and it's hard to break. And people in toxic relationships, they will be in it for the long haul, just like people in good relationships.
I think they're afraid to break away. I think people in these toxic relationships are afraid of what's on the other side, or they're afraid to let go. That's all I can say about that.
Comfortability.
we get comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable. I know what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Continue.
Okay.
Know what I got.
Yeah.
Miss Anna, I guess we're gonna
You guys make sure you guys vote.
Vote for the Seattle Sound Music Awards, and Urban Solution.
And call 206-227-4991 and come get my truck moving, because
You
I've been
introduce
sitting
your
for
show
a
that's
couple
gonna be
days.
coming up in a few weeks.
Hey, I got some more shirts coming.
All right.
I got some more hoodies coming. I got some masks coming. 206-227-4991. Please call.
You guys tell your friends and family and loved ones about the YouTube channel. You guys get on there, subscribe, and smash that like button so we can get all the support that we can.
Yeah,
for Urban
yeah.
Solutions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Subscribe.
And I'm sorry, guys, we got some bad news
Subscribe.
today. I'm just,
Subscribe.
Wakanda forever.
Hey, Sean, I'm coming to see you, buddy.
Wakanda
Need me some
forever.
pizza.